He was sitting outside the corporate building, holding a rejection letter. With shaking hands, the dream job he worked years for was gone. All because he chose to help a stranger. But what he didn't know, what no one knew, was that the girl he helped was the CEO's daughter, watching everything unfold. Ethan Reyes had one rule in life: never be late. Growing up with little, he knew punctuality was the one thing he could control. So on the morning of the most important interview of his life, he left home early, polished resume in hand, suit pressed, shoes shined. He had waited 2 years for an opening at Harrington Technologies, one of the most respected companies in the state. This job meant stability for his mother, who worked night shifts, and a better future for his younger brother, Mateo. Today was supposed to be the day everything changed. But fate, as always, had a strange sense of humor. Halfway across the plaza near the corporate tower, he heard a sharp cry, a gasp for help. A young woman, maybe in her early 20s, was kneeling on the sidewalk. Papers scattered everywhere, her ankle twisted awkwardly. People rushed past her, workers late for meetings, coffee cups in hand, pretending not to see. Ethan froze. His eyes darted to the giant glass tower where his interview was. 8:47 a.m. He had 13 minutes. He could still make it. He should walk away. But then she tried to stand and nearly collapsed. Hey, don't move," Ethan said, dropping to her side. She looked up, startled, embarrassed, and clearly in pain. "I'm fine, really," she whispered, even though she winced with every movement. Ethan didn't hesitate. He gathered her papers, helped her sit down, checked her injury, and called a cab when she insisted she didn't need an ambulance. The cab took forever, and by the time it arrived, she kept apologizing. "You're going to be late, because of me." Ethan smiled, hiding the dread growing in his stomach. Some things are more important. He helped her into the cab, handed her the papers he'd reorganized, and closed the door as the clock struck 9:06 a.m. He ran. He sprinted harder than he ever had in his life. When he burst into the lobby, chest heaving, security told him what he already feared. "Sir, the interview panel has moved on." He begged. He explained. He even showed the security guard the scraped marks on his hands from helping the girl. But the answer was the same: "We're sorry. The position's been filled." Ethan stepped outside, the rejection letter now in his trembling fingers. The plaza felt quieter, colder. He sank onto a bench. His dream was gone. Because he helped a stranger. He pressed the heels of his palms into his eyes, trying not to break down in the middle of the street. Little did he know, someone was watching him. Someone who recognized him. Someone who wasn't done with him yet. The next morning, a black car pulled up in front of Ethan's tiny apartment. A man in a suit stepped out and said the words Ethan least expected. "Sir, the CEO would like to see you." Now, Ethan's first reaction was fear, pure, cold fear. Did someone complain? Did they think I caused trouble? The man in the suit didn't answer, just held the car door open. Inside the sleek vehicle, Ethan stared out the window as the city flew by. His mind replayed everything: helping the girl, losing the interview, the look on his mother's face when he lied and told her everything went great. By the time they reached Harrington Technologies, he felt sick. They guided him not to the interview floor but to the top, the executive suite. The doors opened to a sunlit office bigger than his entire apartment. And then he saw her, the girl from the sidewalk. Her hair was neatly tied now, her foot wrapped in a medical brace. She stood when she saw him, her eyes shining with recognition. Ethan froze. What are you doing here?" She laughed softly. "I work here." Before he could process that, another figure turned from the window, a tall, stern-looking man in a tailored suit, Richard Harrington, the CEO himself. Ethan's stomach dropped. "Mr. Reyes," the CEO said, stepping toward him, "you were late for your interview." Ethan swallowed. "Sir, I know." I tried to XPL quiet. The CEO's voice was calm, too calm. The girl stepped forward. "Dad, don't scare him, Dad." "Dad." Ethan's heart almost stopped. He had helped the CEO's daughter. Richard Harrington's expression softened just slightly. "My daughter told me everything," he said. "Including the fact that you sacrificed your own opportunity to make sure she was safe." Ethan had no words. The CEO turned to him fully. This company was built on integrity, on people who do the right thing even when it costs them. He extended a folder toward Ethan. "Your interview starts now." Ethan blinked. "Sir, I didn't come prepared." "You prepared your whole life," the daughter said gently. "Trust yourself." The interview wasn't really an interview. It was a conversation. A chance for the CEO to understand the kind of man Ethan was. At the end, Harrington closed the folder. Ethan Reyes, welcome to Harrington Technologies. Ethan felt tears burn behind his eyes. The CEO's daughter walked him to the elevator afterward. I never thanked you properly, she said. Most people would have ignored me. You didn't. Ethan shrugged shyly. I just did what anyone should do. She smiled knowingly. Funny thing, not everyone does. Then she added softer, I'm glad it was you. For the first time since the disaster of the previous day, Ethan felt hope, not just for his future, but for something else, something unexpected. Closing message strong. Inspiring ending. Sometimes, doing the right thing costs you something big, but life always brings it back, bigger, better, and exactly when you deserve it.